Paula, after what I saw that Scientology does to critics, I'm scared even to make a comment in your YouTube channel with my full name, and that's why I write to your email address. How is it that Scientologists believe that they are working towards a world without criminality while they are doing criminal things themselves? Okay, thanks for the question, Paula. And I want to say straight up that the reason I made the change on the questions, by the way, was not because of this reason. No one has any reason to fear retaliation from the Church of Scientology because they asked me a question on my YouTube channel. Scientology's like pretty crazy in terms of how detail-oriented they are about tracking connections of suppressive people, but they're not that detail-oriented, that they're taking down the name of every single person. I have had, probably at this point, hundreds of thousands of people comment on my videos. So I severely doubt that anybody in the Church of Scientology is keeping records of the names of all those people, much less trying to pursue them in some nefarious way. So you really don't have anything to worry about there. Really, I don't know if I've said that before in the past, so I wanted to kind of lay that out. Okay, Paula, now as far as your question goes, everything I just said in my last answer applies fully here in terms of how people think about things and bias themselves favorably or unfavorably towards groups they might be involved in or subjects or topics that they think are important. But then there's another thing on top of this, and because you're specifically asked about criminality. And Scientologists are absolutely, positively convinced that criminals are, by definition, people who are anti-Scientology. If you're pro-Scientology, then almost by definition, that means that you cannot be a criminal. And it's only if you betray Scientology and turn on them that you become the criminal. And it doesn't matter what you do while you're in Scientology. That's not, if you do anything within the world of Scientology, it could be bad. It could be breaking the law even. It could be, by definition, criminal to the society. But that doesn't mean within the world of Scientology that you're a criminal. Especially if what you're doing, this is the really key part, if what you're doing forwards or helps or assists Scientology somehow, then what's the problem? Right? I mean, if you're breaking the laws of the land, but you're not breaking Scientology justice codes, and, obviously you're not killing people or something, although if you were to kill somebody who was against Scientology, right? I'm not saying that anybody in Scientology would be okay with that. I don't think they do, but I'm using an extreme example to demonstrate the point that Hubbard has written, you can get away with killing somebody if you have stats up, if your statistics are rising, right? I mean, there's a lot of emphasis put in Scientology on having your statistics rising. And for public Scientologists who aren't holding a job where they keep a statistic, they're considered upstat. Their statistics are going up if they are bringing people into Scientology, if they are doing things to forward Scientology, and in the case of the Office of Special Affairs, if they're working or volunteering for OSA and they're doing dirty deeds, that's considered for Scientology, for OSA, then that's considered a good thing, not a criminal thing. You see, black becomes white. This is how it happens. And so criminal actions are condoned and even encouraged in some cases. And that's how it happens. Of course, if you get caught, well, that's on you, buddy, and of course the church didn't have anything to do with that, and you're going to get thrown under the bus. And unfortunately, for those who have been thrown under the bus by Scientology, most of the time they're okay with that too. Because by the time you get to a place as a Scientologist, clearly day one and day two of walking into the church is not the day that they're going to be encouraging you to do criminal stuff, right? You're going to be pretty deeply committed, you're going to have passed some tests, right? You're going to be a trusted person. And probably doubly so now. Like, I'm sure they really, really want people who are lifetime committed to Scientology to be doing some of the nasty stuff. Or they just hire it out. But for the Scientologists who are doing it, they're so committed that they know that if they were to get caught, they'd take the fall. They would martyr themselves for it. And I actually witnessed this myself in person with Scientologists. I saw Scientologists literally say out loud that they were willing to go to jail for Scientology. They would martyr me please make me the martyr. Like I saw a guy volunteering to do this. So I'm not speaking from theory on this one. I've watched it happen right in front of me, and it's pretty wild to see, and it's disturbing to think about in retrospect. You know, at the time, kind of made sense to me. I wasn't standing there watching this going, well, that doesn't make any sense. I thought going to jail at the point that I saw a lot of this. I was pretty young into Scientology, so I was still able to at least question in my mind, but I wasn't about to bring it up to anybody and they're like, hey, this guy's nuts, because I was like, wow, he's really committed. I mean, that was kind of my thinking. So you see how this kind of progresses. All right, so there you go.